He moved in next door with a smile that could light up a room, but his eyes hid a darkness that chilled your soul. By the time you realize who he really is, it's too late to run. This is the charming psychopath next door, and it's a story that'll make you lock your doors twice tonight. Welcome to a tale so real, so twisted, it'll have you questioning everyone you meet. We're in the quiet suburb of Willow Creek, where picket fences line the streets and kids ride bikes until the streetlights flicker on. It's the kind of place where nothing bad is supposed to happen. A 15-year-old Ava Thompson lives in a cozy house with her parents and her little brother Max. Ava's your typical teen, loves texting her friends, binge-watching shows, sneaking extra cookies when her mom's not looking. But her normal life is about to unravel, all because of the new neighbor. It was a warm September afternoon when the moving truck pulled up next door. Ava watched from her bedroom window as a man stepped out, maybe in his 30s, with neat hair and a bright smile. He waved at her, his grin so warm it made her blush. It's a friendly guy, she thought, waving back. His name was Daniel Reed, and he seemed perfect, charming, polite, always ready with a joke. He brought cookies to Ava's family that first week, homemade, still warm. Her mom gushed about how nice it was to have such a great neighbor, but something about Daniel bugged Ava. His smile never reached his eyes, which were sharp, like they were studying her. She brushed it off, maybe she was just being weird. Still, she started noticing things. Daniel was always around, mowing his lawn when she left for school, sitting on his porch when she got home. Once, she caught him staring at her through the kitchen window while she did dishes. He waved, that same perfect smile, but her stomach twisted. A month later, things got strange. Ava's cat, Muffin, went missing. She put up posters around the neighborhood, heartbroken. Daniel stopped by, offering to help search. "I bet she's just exploring," he said, his voice smooth as honey. But later that night, Ava swore she heard a faint meow from his backyard. She didn't dare check, not in the dark. At school, Ava told her best friend Riley about it. Riley laughed. "You're paranoid, Ava. He's just a nice guy. Not everyone's a creep." But Riley hadn't seen the way Daniel's eyes lingered, or how he always seemed to know things, like when Eva's dad was working late, or when her mom went to book club. It was like he was keeping tabs. One evening, Ava was home alone, her parents at a parent-teacher conference, and Max at a sleepover. The house was quiet, just the hum of the fridge and the tick of the clock. She was curled up on the couch, scrolling on her phone, when the doorbell rang. Her heart skipped. It was 9 p.m. Who'd come over this late? She peeked through the peephole. Daniel stood there, holding a flashlight, his smile as bright as ever. "Hey, Ava," he called through the door. "I saw your lights flicker. Thought I'd check if you're okay." She hadn't noticed any flickering lights. Her skin prickled. "I'm fine, thanks," she said, her voice shaky. "You're sure? I can take a look. Hate to think of you alone if something's wrong." His tone was kind, but it felt off. "I'm good," she said, stepping back. He lingered a moment, then left. Ava locked the door, her hands trembling. She checked every window, every lock, and turned on all the lights. That night, she barely slept, jumping at every creak. The next morning, she found something on her porch, a small, folded note tucked under a rock. It was in neat handwriting. "You're smart to lock the doors, Ava, but I'm always watching." Her breath caught. She stuffed the note in her pocket, her mind racing. Was it Daniel? It had to be. But why? What did he want? Ava started digging. She Googled Daniel Reed, but found nothing. No social media, no records, like he didn't exist. She asked her mom what she knew about him. "Oh, He's a writer, her mom said. Moved here for some peace and quiet. Such a nice man. Ava wasn't so sure. Things escalated fast. One night, Ava woke to a scratching sound at her window. She froze, her heart pounding. Her room was on the second floor in a way it was a branch. She grabbed her phone, turned on the flashlight, and crept to the window. Nothing, just darkness. But when she looked down, she saw footprints in the dirt below, leading toward Daniel's house. She told Riley everything the next day. "Ava, this is serious," Riley said, her eyes wide. "You need to tell someone." But Ava was scared. What if Daniel found out? The note said he was watching. Instead, she set up her old baby monitor in her room, hoping to catch something on video. That night, it recorded static, then a voice, low and clear. "Good night, Ava." She nearly dropped her phone. It was Daniel's voice, no question. Ava was done playing scared, but she decided to confront him. She waited until Saturday, when her parents were out, and Daniel was in his backyard, gardening. She marched over, the note crumpled in her fist. "What's this?" she demanded, holding it up. Daniel's smile didn't waver. A note, never seen it before. His eyes flicked to her pocket, where her phone was. "You recording this, Ava? Smart girl." Her blood ran cold. "Stay away from me," she said, backing up. "Careful," he said, his voice low. "You don't know what you're starting." Ava ran home, her heart hammering. She told her parents everything, showed them the note, the footprints, the baby monitor clip. Her dad called the police, but when they checked Daniel's house, it was empty. No furniture, no clothes, nothing, like he'd vanished. The cops said he'd probably skipped town, but Ava knew better. He wasn't gone, he was still out there. A shadow moved across her room, tall and silent. She stifled a scream, clutching her blanket. The shadow paused at her desk, and she heard paper rustle. When it left, she checked a new note in that same neat handwriting. "You're part of my story now. Find me, or I find you." Ava's parents sent her to stay with her aunt in another town, thinking it'd keep her safe. But the notes kept coming. One slipped under her aunt's door. "Nice try, Ava." Another in her backpack. "I'm closer than you think." She stopped sleeping, stopped eating, her eyes darting to every stranger's face. Was Daniel following her? Was he even real, or was she losing it? The climax came one stormy night. Ava was alone at her aunt's, the power out, rain pounding the windows. Her phone buzzed, text from an unknown number. "Check the attic." She didn't want to, but she had to know. Armed with a flashlight and a kitchen knife, she climbed the attic stairs, each step creaking. The air was thick, dusty. Her beam caught something, a box, tucked in a corner, labeled Ava. Inside was a journal, filled with photos of her, walking to school, eating dinner, sleeping. Pages of notes about her habits, her fears. The last page read, "You're my favorite character. Let's end this story." A floorboard creaked behind her. She spun, knife raised, but no one was there. The attic door slammed shut, plunging her into darkness. Ava screamed, pounding the door, but it wouldn't budge. Her flashlight flickered, then died. Something cold brushed her arm, and a whisper filled the air. "Game over, Ava." She swung the knife, hitting nothing. The air grew heavy, her vision blurring. She sank to her knees, gasping as the whisper faded. When her aunt found her the next morning, Ava was curled up in the attic, the journal gone. She couldn't speak, couldn't explain. The police searched, but found no trace of Daniel. No box, no notes. Ava's parents moved her across the country, but she was different. Quiet, jumpy, always looking over her shoulder. Some nights, she swore she saw him in the crowd, that same charming smile, those cold eyes. What happened to Ava? Was Daniel a ghost, a figment of her mind, or something worse still out there, writing his next story? And if a charming stranger moved in next to you, smiling just a little too long, what would you do? Would you trust them? Would you run? Or would you face the psychopath next door, knowing you might not win? Thanks for watching, guys. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and subscribe for more. Drop a comment, what would you do if you were Ava? Check out other videos for another heart-pounding tale. Stay safe, and maybe don't trust your neighbors.